Hello everyone, it's time for us to play Cinders again and start over. And, well, asked y'all what you want to see, and, well, 2 out of 3 people want to see a different queen ending, or rather, like, a good queen ending, but, like, I can't guarantee what ending, because I don't know, I haven't, like, read up on how to get different endings, but, apparently there are 4 variants of every ending, I guess? So, a different queen. So I'm thinking that, and the third person was like, or the third idea was trying to get the house back, which honestly sounds like a really interesting one. But since 2 people wanted, majority wanted good queen ending or different queen ending or whatever, I'll go with that first. But yeah, I can't guarantee which one, but hopefully it won't be the same. I'll try to make like a lot of different, like we'll still go for being queen, but we'll try to make different choices and see what happens then. I don't know, maybe we get another bad one. I'm thinking about trying to do as many like different choices as possible, so we see what happens with that. And we'll see whatever. And also ignore the fairies completely, because like we've done the fairies, at least for being queen. I don't know what the fairies would do if you don't choose to be queen, but ignore the fairies. And apparently I have been mispronouncing Madame Guide, so it's like Madame Guede. From what I understand, it's hard obviously to get pronunciation across in text, but I'll try to like pronounce her name differently and hope that I'm doing it right. I'm very sorry I'm mispronouncing. Also, I might not voice characters the same because I did a lot of pre-recording for the first playthrough of Cinders, so I don't know if I remember all the voices I did, but I'll try to do different voices for everyone and like do it as good as possible. So basically it is like 2 minutes of disclaimers or something, but let's get into a new game and get a different queen ending here. I still can't believe I've been delaying this for so long. It makes me wonder, if I decide to act earlier, maybe things wouldn't be so broken between us. Maybe with just a little effort, this family wouldn't fall apart like this. I mean, we've already seen this, but I suppose it was easier to complain and do nothing rather than try to change things. Isn't it always? Tonight is different. This is a night of change. The night where my plans finally take effect. I can hear my stepsisters talking in soft voices in the hall. I imagine they too won't get any sleep tonight. During the last few days I've learned so much more about them, but can it erase all the years they tormented and humiliated me? I don't know what to think about it. Okay, here's what I'm thinking that we should do completely different, so we'll get a because I'm thinking this determines her personality, so we'll go with a completely different personality and see what that gives us. And maybe that gives us the good queen ending, because, I don't know. Just do it as differently as possible this time around to see what happens. People deserve a second chance or should get what they deserve. It kind of hurts to click this, but we gotta see what this is about. So, alright. You can't erase the past. You can't push someone into despair and expect compassion in return. We pick our own paths in life. Whatever happens, my stepsisters knew the risks. Okay, actually, I like how she phrased that. That sounded a lot better than, like, the thing to click. Meanwhile, in the hallway. Alright, let's see if I can voice these people. Okay. How did I voice that? I think Gloria was like, I still can't believe it. I would never have suspected. Right? I think... let's go. Of course, because everyone is just like you and never does anything out of the ordinary or unexpected. Oh yes, I'm sure you were able to foresee what would happen. Did you see it in tea leaves or reading a children's book one afternoon while avoiding work and being useless as usual? I didn't entertain the thought that she might do something like this, if you must know. But believe what you want, I don't care. I also suspected she might try to do something. She was so secretive and compliant at times that an explosion seemed inevitable. I just didn't expect she had it in her. Gloria, please. Sometimes you sound like a cliché villain from a bad romance novel. Of course, if something isn't twisted, weird, or shocking, then you won't consider it. Not everyone is like you, Sophia. I know not everyone is. You're not. Though you try your best to be like Mother, always responding the same way regardless of the situation. Predictable and boring. But you are not Carmosa, remember? You do not lead, you mindlessly follow. And it shows. Shut up, you! Open up in the name of the prince. It's him! Why did he have to come? And in the middle of the night? Will the wonders never cease? I guess this night of change is not over yet. Just as your ridiculous cliché impersonations aren't done yet either. There's no time for this now. Though I'm sure Mother would deal with you later. I'll go summon her. They kind of make it sound like she's a demon they're gonna summon. You do that. Open up! I won't repeat myself. A Mother? Sophia, don't just stand like that. Open the door. Let this noisy man in. Yes, Mother. Ah, Captain, what brings you here at this time of night? Spare me these false pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Where is she? Very well. Sophia, get Cinders here right away. Yes, Mother. Be quick about it, child. Captain, would you fancy some wine while we wait for my lazy stepdaughter? Don't push it. You know this is not a courtesy visit. I'm afraid a lot is going to change here tonight. He's right. Nothing will ever be the same. Nothing. I must admit, I'm afraid of it too. Some independent woman I am. Cinders, Mother has summoned you. I almost did the wrong voice there. Cinders, Mother has summoned you. Move. You know she doesn't like to wait. Fine, fine, I'm moving. Just give me a moment. Make sure it's quick. Cinders, can I ask you something? Yes, Sophia? This whole situation, what happened this evening, and the guard bashing at our door and all, it's because of you, right? You planned it. Ooh! I mean, we told the truth last time. Should we lie? Should we be, like, really mean to them? I don't know. Well, I did say we would choose different options, except the ones that will take us towards the crown. But, sure, we'll lie to her. Let's see what happens. We're apparently going with bad Cinders. I don't know. No, why is it when anything happens you always go blaming me? Oh please, you and Gloria love to treat me as if I don't understand anything. But I'm not, but I do. Far from it, actually. I'm definitely not blind. Ugh, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't really rewrite that well. And shouldn't really use that word either. I notice things, whatever, yeah. I know you've been planning it since that morning 7 days ago. "7 days earlier. What a beautiful morning. The last few days were all rain and gloom, but today is different. Today is summer in its fullest. It's so nice to see the sun again. It can get pretty cold in this room of mine. Although I don't feel so frisky right now. I could use more beauty sleep. I shouldn't have burnt that midnight oil over a book last night. And a silly book too. Some adolescent girl, pretty and numb as a freshly cut flower, shows divine humility and courage while suffering oppression from her abusive family. Who writes these things? Do they really want young women to develop this martyr-like attitude? Again, it depends on how you see it. You could see it as Cinderella, which the book is, just doing her best and trying to survive in an abusive household. And in that case, she's showing enormous strength, especially considering the fact that at least in the Disney version, because the Disney version is happy, that she actually keeps her spirits up living in that kind of household. Shows an enormous strength. And you can't always get out of an abusive household on your own. You need help often, So, depends on how you see it. Funny though, if it's really that bad and makes me so angry, why did I read it in the first place? Maybe something that really echoes a part of my own experience? I don't know, and I'm not going to spend the morning wondering about it. Of course, it isn't as if I'll get to enjoy the day either. Lady Carmosa will certainly make sure that I have to do the worst chores. The old hag could use any of her servants, but now she always sends me. I get the feeling she simply wants to humiliate me. If only Father was still here. On a day like this, he would surely take me to the forest. We always went to the lake, the magical lake as he called it, and left a loaf of bread under the old tree. Gotta pay tribute to the fairies, you never know when you may need their help. Good old man. He used to tell me stories about the little folk, even when I was far too old to believe them anymore. I miss him so much. But enough daydreaming. Honestly, I talk to myself way too often these days. Oh, come on. Why wouldn't you talk to yourself, though? Talking to yourself is awesome. It's only a moment before I start considering mice and sparrows my only friends, and we'll go frolicking and singing together. What a sight that would be. Honestly, that sounds kinda cool, but sure. Luckily, I know better than that. I may get lonely sometimes, but I'm not empty-headed. Time to get up, Cinders. The day has only just started. You never know what the future may bring. This is Cinders. I mean, in future playthroughs, I will probably skip through a lot of the beginning. I still have some time before my sisters wake up. I could start my cleaning duties to have more time later. Or I could try to finish that book I was reading last night. Or I could seize this opportunity to do sweet nothing. Ha! It's not like I have time for myself very often. I think we did laze around last time, so I don't really think that... I don't know. Read a book. Let's see what happens. Since my father's death, Carmosa and her daughters treat me as their servant. Cinders, do the cleaning. Cinders, go to town. Cinders, why isn't my dress washed yet? Ugh, I hate it so much. I'm sure today won't be any different. At least I still have my books to take me away from this. The book I read last night was pretty aggravating, but not all romances are like that. I have some favorites. My sisters took most of my other things, all the dresses and trinkets. But luckily for me, books hold no value for such practically minded young ladies. I must admit though, I've read them all to death by now. Carmosa would never spend a penny on something so unpractical. I mean, considering that you're basically poor, the family, even though Carmosa tries to make it seem like you're not, I can sort of understand that books might not be the highest priority for her, but yeah, sure. So I'm stuck with what Father got me. Mostly fairy tales and legends he gave me when I was a child. I don't really believe in knights in shining armor or fairies anymore. But I would be lying if I said I don't enjoy reading about them. The one I'm reading now, yet again, is about the Lady of the Lake. Sorcery, romance, adventure. I bet that even in 100 years it won't get old. Same thing as what I've read tonight, really, but good writing and characters to make all the difference. So, which chapter was it? Yeah, whoever this is. So, Cinders, are you there? What? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Cinders, where are you? Oh, I see you're reading again. Not a big surprise. I'm sorry, but I'll have to drag you out of the little fantasy world of yours. Mother wishes to see you immediately. She wishes to see me? Did she tell you what she wants? No, of course not. Why would she? And why would I want to ask in the first place? She looked rather angry, though. That doesn't sound good. I hope I'm not in some kind of trouble again. You really could have asked her, you know. I think you mistook me for one of those gentle, well-mannered noble girls who care about others. Sorry to break it for you, but I don't. If you are in trouble, that means I get a free pass today. So, I'm rooting for it with all my heart, sis. This is Sophia. My, aren't you one charming human being? Thank you. Now hurry up and let's go already. Oh, shut up. I used to play in this hall as a child, but this building isn't much of a home anymore. Ever since my father passed away, it feels like this place is just an empty shell. Carmosa does her best to keep the residence in its former splendor, and I guess most would be fooled by it. But for me, this place feels like it's fading away. Oh, so you didn't get lost after all. I was starting to think that you couldn't find your way. But it seems you were just taking your precious time with no regard for the rest of us. You're as hopelessly irresponsible as that sister of mine. No wonder that mother can't count anyone other than me in this house. And this is Gloria. Don't tell me you got caught up daydreaming about some prince coming to save you. I think we chose this one last time? Or did we that? I'm pretty sure we did. I did choose that one. I don't really want to this time either. Or maybe we did. No, did you? I don't... Maybe you should do well actually just for fun. Like, to see what happens. Because it's different. I don't know. Sure, whatever. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Well, being rescued by a prince doesn't sound too bad. I mean, honestly, it doesn't. Especially for her. Is that so? You're still such a child, Cinders, dreaming about nonsense like that. No wonder you're so useless in the real world. Just so you know, the real prince is much too busy keeping the kingdom together to be bothered to notice anyone, especially someone as plain as you. Well, you know how much I hate to disturb your little daydreams, but Mother says she wants to speak with you. She says she has a special job for you. No doubt something rudimentary enough for you to handle. So you were sent here to fetch me then? Mother entrusts me with important tasks. Don't mistake me for being in your level. You wait here. I'll let her know that you've finally rolled out of bed. It's gonna be interesting to replay and, like, choose the, do chores and see how different it makes it. But yeah. Alright, or are you not tired of this? Okay, some of these I don't even remember this choice, so it's like... sure, are you not tired of this? Don't you ever get tired of all this? Tired? What are you babbling about? You try so hard to be like Carmosa. You dress like her, you speak like her, and yet she still treats you as a little more than a servant. Maybe we took this last time. Oh well. I can't believe it. Did I really just get her to shut up? I was expecting an insult at the very least. The room feels empty again. Even Gloria's presence is better than nothing. Truthfully, I feel bad for her. I may be the servant around here, but her situation isn't that different from mine. Both Gloria and Sophia spend every waking moment doing Carmosa's bidding. Just because it's not scrubbing floors doesn't mean they're not servants too. So, you're finally up, you lazy girl. Can't anyone in this house just do what is asked of them? No. I swear, you girls are going to be the death of me. And this is Lady Carmosa. Bah! You wasted too much of my time already. I have a job for you. Go into town and find the merchant Tobias. I need you to pay him for a certain service. I'm giving you 200 sovereigns exactly. Don't you dare lose them. I must be a fool to entrust you with this much money, and unfortunately, I have no one else to send. I have better plans for those two Eustace daughters of mine. Now hurry up, child. Time is of the essence. Carmosa has been speaking to me this whole time, alternating between insults and orders. Do I really have to silently accept this? Okay, let's be, I feel like this Cinders is like all up in her faces, just like... I don't know what we took last time. What service, maybe? Okay, what if I refuse? Yeah. And what if I refuse? I don't have to do as you tell me. No, of course not. You have no obligation to follow my orders at all. Just as I have no obligation to see you fed. There's no room in this household for a useless, lazy girl who doesn't know her place. If you don't work, then you won't eat. Come on, girl. You may be stubborn, but you're not that stubborn, are you? Any more questions? Good. Then hurry up and go. Doesn't seem like I have much choice here. Suppose it could be worse. A trip to town isn't such a terrible thing. It's a beautiful day and a great excuse to get away from the house. I won't even get in trouble for leaving as quickly as I can. Besides, Tobias has always been nice to me, so I'll enjoy seeing him again. This could be a rather pleasant trip. Alright, so we're gonna ignore the fairies. So I basically just wanna... Let's just go through the forest and ignore the fairies. On our way to town. I suppose I should be grateful. Even though Carmosa practically kicked me out of the house, it's better than staying there. Really is beautiful here, and it's a much-needed break from that toxic house. The lake that my father took me to as a child isn't far away too. Either, I would presume she would say there, but okay. I really miss our trips to the lake. It would be nice to visit again, if only for the sake of memories. I wonder if I have enough time. Carmosa did tell me to hurry after all. No, we are going to ignore the lake and the fairies and everything and just go to town. I'm sure that if I take too long, Carmosa will make sure that I'm miserable. As much as I'd love to visit the lake, I suppose I should head directly into town. I mean, I guess we could visit the lake and then just go away, but I'm gonna ignore the lake and the fairies as much as I can. Oh yeah, I thought we were going there. I was like, what? No, that's the cemetery. Let's save in our second empty slot. I don't know. Maybe you should... No, okay. No, maybe you should do... Here. We'll break here. So, yeah, first episode, a lot of, the same stuff all over, but yeah. Gonna make as much different choices as we can and see where that takes us. And such. Or what kind of queen ending we get, should I say, but, yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you.